Did you know that after 40, your body starts to have more opinions than you do? Well, it will complain about everything: the couch, the office chair, even your attempt to bend down to pick up that coin that fell on the floor. If you are already at the age of the experienced or almost there, stay with me because today I will tell you the 7 exercises you need to do after 40 to have a better quality of life. Now, before we start, leave your like and subscribe to the channel, because these exercises may not turn you into Superman or Wonder Woman, but I promise that at least they will make you feel strong like the Hulk. 1. Walking. The best thing about walking is that it doesn't require anything more than a good pair of sneakers, or a comfortable pair of flip-flops, if you are daring enough to face the park as if you were on vacation. But be careful, walking after the lost remote control or to eat treats from the fridge doesn't count, even if you feel like a marathon runner raiding the fridge. For those who are worried about their knees after 40, walking is a real gift. It helps keep your joints active, without the impact of running or diving. And that's not all, it improves circulation, helps keep your weight under control and is an excellent exercise for your heart, which, let's face it, deserves special attention. Now, if you think that walking can be a bit monotonous, it's because you haven't tried the variations yet. Walking with a soundtrack? Wonderful. Walking with a podcast? You walk and gain knowledge at the same time. Walking with your dog? Yes, you'll have to keep up the pace to keep him from carrying you like crazy. Oh, that's a whole other experience. Anyone who has tried it knows that going out with a dog is more of a resistance and reflex training than a simple walk. With your furry friend on the end of the leash, you need to be prepared for anything, quickly dodging other dogs that he decides to hate for no reason, running after him when he sees a squirrel, or even the classic scene where you are pulled by surprise because he finds a scent irresistible. 2. Stretching. You will no longer spend the day stiff. If you are part of that group that, when bending down to pick something up from the floor, lets out an ouch worthy of a dramatic opera, welcome to the club of those who are over 40. The truth is that no one pays much attention to stretching until that fateful day when your back decides to lock up because you dared to bend over to pick up the fallen remote control. But here is some news that will change your routine. Just a few minutes of stretching a day are enough for you to stop being a walking statue and start moving with the lightness of a feline stretching out in preparation for hunting. Just imagine, waking up in the morning, stretching your arms above your head, and feeling the collapse of a body that knows what flexibility is. It feels almost as good as sipping a hot cup of coffee on a cold day. Stretching is truly the unsung hero of daily care. While many people worry about working out hard or running for miles, stretching is that gentle, steady touch that keeps everything in place, preventing injury and improving mobility. And don't think I'm exaggerating. Studies show that stretching your muscles regularly can improve your flexibility by up to 20%, and that's more than just touching your toes, something you haven't done since your 20s, we admit. Improving flexibility has effects on your entire body, from easing shoulder tension to preventing that nagging lower back pain that comes after an afternoon of party planning. Every little creak you hear is an orchestra of muscles, tendons, and joints thanking you for finally being used. It's as if your entire body is letting out a collective sigh of release, whispering, "Finally, some elasticity in this tension." The key is to start slowly and patiently. You don't have to force yourself to do the splits like an Olympic gymnast in one day. What matters is consistency. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and you'll soon find that your flexibility has increased. Suddenly, you no longer have to do that snail dance when you get out of the car, and you can put on your shoes without feeling like you're in a battle. And why stop there? Incorporating stretching into your daily routine can bring benefits you might not even realize. It helps release tension built up after a long day at work, improves blood circulation, promotes relaxation, and can even improve your mood. Yes, that's right. When you walk, your body releases endorphins, the same feel-good chemicals that are released during a run or after an intense workout. But the good news here is that you don't have to run a marathon to feel them. At the end of the day, stretching is a self-care and preventive gesture that makes all the difference. It's a guarantee that when you wake up the next day, you'll be able to stretch without feeling like your back is going to quit, that you can dance at a family party without worrying about that stab wound in your thigh, and that you can laugh as much as you want without letting out an ouch. The next time you have 5 minutes, whether it's while watching your favorite series or waiting for the coffee to boil, take advantage of it to stretch. Life is too short to spend the day stiff, with a body that complains at the slightest movement. Move today so that tomorrow you can laugh without that annoying ouch, my back. And so that your body stays so young and fun that you have the lightness to laugh at yourself. 3. Weight training, because carrying a grocery bag is also a workout. Weight training. For many, this word conjures up images of bodybuilders screaming in the mirror while lifting weights that look like tanks. But let's be real, strength training is much more than just a battle cry in a crowded gym. In fact, it's your best friend when you need to carry those grocery bags that feel like they weigh a small elephant. Who hasn't been there? You leave the supermarket with 2 bags in each hand, the bread and eggs balanced with the dexterity of a juggler, and you walk like you're at a fashion show, trying to maintain your composure and balance. Your arms start to burn, your legs start to shake, and suddenly you find yourself wondering, does this even count as exercise? Spoiler, it does. Strength training, or weight training, is the secret to turning that weekly struggle with grocery bags into a walk in the park, literally. What many don't realize is that lifting weights isn't just about building huge muscles or showing off on the beach. It's about building strength, protecting your nerves, improving your posture, and of course, having the ability to carry all your groceries up the stairs in one trip. And you know that feeling of victory when you finally manage to open that jar of jam that looked like it was sealed by a medieval blacksmith? You can thank strength training for that. As you age, muscle loss is almost a given, but the good news is that it can be easily combated. And no, you don't have to start lifting weights that look like they were taken from the Roman Colosseum. Light dumbbells, water bottles, or even your own body weight are great places to start. Who knew that squats in your living room could be the beginning of your new life? The beauty of strength training is that it not only helps to strengthen your muscles, but it also helps to maintain bone health. As we age, our bones need stimulation to stay strong, and there's nothing like a good resistance workout to give them what they need. So when someone asks why you're investing in weight training, you can proudly answer, to have bones of steel and carry the grocery bags with ease. Weight training also has an unexpected bonus: it improves your mood. Science shows that resistance exercise helps release endorphins, the famous feel-good chemicals that, combined with the satisfaction of feeling stronger, make you face even the most tiring days with a smile. Who would have thought that lifting weights could be a recipe for a renewed mood and extra energy to face the day-to-day? So, if you're from the time when you still think that weight training is only for 20-somethings who spend hours at the gym, it's time to make up for it. It doesn't matter if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or older. Every reality counts, and every little bit of progress makes a difference. Next time you pick up those shopping bags, remember that every workout at the gym, or at home, is making you a master at carrying groceries, worthy of a medal gold in the market athlete category. And, of course, it will be easier to open that damn jelly your wife asked for. For yoga or Pilates, because meditating will make you more relaxed and taking care of your posture will reduce your pain. Yoga and Pilates, those practices that everyone has heard of, but that many people approach with a hint of skepticism. After all, how can holding a weird pose or trying to touch your nose to your knees really be good for your body and mind? Yoga and Pilates are for everyone, including those who say ouch every time they bend down to tie their shoes or notice that their spine seems to be contorting itself. First, let's talk about the art of meditation and deep breathing, something that seems simple until you try it for the first time. The scene is classic: you sit on the mat, close your eyes and think. Now all you have to do is relax and connect with your inner peace. Don't pick up your phone, because 3 seconds later, your mind is already on your shopping list, on the family WhatsApp group discussion, and on how many times you really need to get up at night to go to the bathroom. But the magic of yoga and Pilates starts right there. They teach you to slow down, to control your breathing and, little by little, to focus on the present moment. Or, at least, to focus until your knee cracks and you open one eye to check if you're still in one piece. But the charm of these practices doesn't stop there. Yoga and Pilates are masters in taking care of your posture, something that at this point in your life is more important than looking taller in family photos. You know that annoying back pain that appears after hours on the computer or on the couch watching a series? Well, it has a name and surname: bad posture. And if you think that correcting your posture is just a matter of pulling your shoulders back, think again. Yoga and Pilates do a deeper job, helping to strengthen the muscles that support the spine and align the body so that everything falls back into place. For beginners, some of the poses may seem like something out of a contortionist book. But, contrary to what it may seem, you don't need to be as flexible as a Cirque du Soleil acrobat to get started. The beauty of yoga and Pilates is in doing what you can, at your own pace, without rushing. And, yes, there's the bonus of laughing at yourself when the pose that seemed easy in the photo ends up making you lose your balance and almost fall onto the floorboards. But that's where the magic happens. Constant practice will show you that each small improvement will take you to another level of balance without feeling like your lower back is going to fall apart. And if you think this is all just Zen talk to sell more yoga mats, science is on your side. Research shows that these practices can reduce stress, improve sleep quality, and even help lower blood pressure. 5. Balance exercises, so that tripping doesn't turn into an extreme sport. Balance exercises. Who would have thought that something as seemingly simple as standing on one leg could make all the difference in your life? If you think balance exercises are only for acrobats or professional dancers, let me convince you otherwise. They are for us, especially for those who have already tripped over their own feet and performed all that choreography developed in public. And, let's face it, at 40, 50 or 60 years old, tripping shouldn't be the most exciting way to liven up your day, unless you want to turn your routine into an extreme sport. Think about it. Have you ever walked out confidently and, suddenly, the sidewalk decided to become your #1 enemy? 6. Swimming, the only exercise where you can sweat without looking like a walking sauna. Swimming. The exercise that manages to be the most refreshing and the most exhausting at the same time. If you've ever skipped a gym class because you didn't want to end up looking like a walking sauna, I have good news. The pool is your new best friend. Swimming is the only type of physical activity where you can sweat as much as you want without anyone noticing. After all, you're literally surrounded by water. It's as if the universe is saying, give it your all, no one here will judge your sweat stains on your shirt. But swimming is much more than just an escape from the heat and a soaked t-shirt. It's an exercise that works your entire body without impacting your joints, which, let's face it, is a dream for anyone who already feels their knees aching after climbing a flight of stairs. Yes, swimming is like doing weight training, cardio, and stretching all at the same time, but without that feeling of saying, why am I doing this to myself? Let's think about the scene. You jump into the pool and, on your first dive, you feel the cold water hitting your face. It's a shock, sure, but one of those that wakes you up and reminds you that you're alive. As you swim, your arms stretch, your legs move, and suddenly you realize that you're using every muscle in your body, from the ones you already know to the ones you didn't know existed. And the best part? All this work is done without putting pressure on your knees, ankles, and spine, which, in other exercises, would make you groan as if you were carrying a sack of cement. Swimming is also a great opportunity to socialize, even if it's just with that swimmer in the lane next to you who looks like he's training for the next Olympics. Don't be intimidated. Everyone started somewhere, and the aquatic community has room for everyone. 7. Running, to make your heart beat happy, not desperate. Running is one of those activities that everyone has thought about doing at some point, whether it's because a friend swore it would be life-changing or because the idea of running on the beach at sunset sounds incredibly cinematic. But let's be honest, running isn't just for athletes with the latest sneakers and epic motivational playlists. It's for everyone, including you, who may have run just to catch the bus and felt like your heart was writing its resignation letter. Let's explore why running is good for you and how it can make your heart beat happy, not desperate. First, let's start with what running does for your heart. This incredible muscle that pumps blood to every part of the body also needs training, and there's nothing better than a good run to make it stronger and healthier. When you run, your heart beats faster, but don't worry, it's not panicking, it's in intensive training mode. Over time, this effort makes it more efficient, pumping blood with less effort. The result? Your resting heart rate decreases, which is a sign that your heart is working smarter, and not as if it were running a marathon even when you're lying on the couch watching TV. But what about your mood? Running has the almost magical power to transform a bad day into a better one, at the very least. That's because it stimulates the release of endorphins, those chemicals that make you feel happy and, sometimes, even a little euphoric. Now, let's demystify something. You don't need to go out running like you're competing for the gold medal. Running at a comfortable pace, one where you can hold a conversation without looking like you're trying to learn how to speak again, already has immense benefits. This type of running, known as easy running or jogging, helps improve cardiovascular endurance, which is a fancy way of saying that you'll be able to climb stairs without looking like you've fought an epic battle. And let's face it, who doesn't want to climb stairs with dignity? Another bonus of running is its simplicity. No expensive equipment or complicated commitments. All you need is a pair of sneakers and the will to put one foot in front of the other repeatedly. And yes, at first your motivation may be as scarce as your desire to tidy up your closet, but believe me, once you incorporate running into your routine, it becomes that moment of the day when you feel free. Free to think, listen to your favorite music or just listen to the symphony of your own breathing and the rhythmic steps on the asphalt. And speaking of sound, running outdoors comes with auditory bonuses, birds singing, wind in the trees, that lady yelling at her dog. It's a complete sensory experience. And if you live in a city, you can take advantage of it to notice details you've never noticed before. Maybe that corner store has a funny name, or maybe your neighbor who runs at 6 a.m. does it so seriously that you have to hold back your laughter. In addition, running improves joint health, contrary to what many people think. Yes, it's true that excessive running without preparation can cause injuries, but moderate and regular running helps strengthen muscles and ligaments, which can even protect your joints in the long run. Combine that with the calorie burn that helps you maintain a healthy weight, and you have the perfect combination to keep your body running like a well-oiled machine. And when running becomes a part of your life, it brings something even more valuable, a sense of achievement. Every mile you complete is a reminder that you can do it, even on those days when putting on your running shoes seems like a Herculean effort. And speaking of running shoes, here's a golden tip: get a comfortable pair, because nothing takes the fun out of a good run faster than shoes that hurt. So, if you're thinking about starting to run, start slowly, with realistic goals. Try running and walking intervals to get used to it, and don't be ashamed to slow down. The important thing is to feel your heart beating happily, enjoying the movement and having fun. Because at the end of the day, running is not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about that moment when, even though you're out of breath and have a drop of sweat running down your forehead, you feel invincible. And that's when your heart thanks you, not with despair, but with the strong, rhythmic beat of someone who knows they're being well taken care of.